First, just let me start by saying thank you for everything that you do, for putting your lives on the line for us.
Eddie Guerrero's Latino Heat persona captivated fans worldwide. Picture him strutting to the ring, his signature lowrider bouncing to the beat. But behind that charismatic smile was a man fighting a war with himself, a war that nearly cost him everything. This video reveals a side of Eddie you've never seen before. We'll trace his journey from wrestling dynasty roots to the depths of addiction and witness his inspiring comeback. Along the way, you'll discover surprising details about Eddie's life that shaped the man he became. Get ready for the raw, unfiltered story of Eddie Guerrero, a tale of redemption that will change how you see this beloved superstar. In the world of professional wrestling, few names carry as much weight as Guerrero. For Eddie Guerrero, being born into this illustrious family was both a blessing and a burden. The Guerrero legacy in Mexican wrestling stretches back generations, with Eddie's father, Gory Guerrero, standing as a towering figure in the sport. Eddie grew up immersed in wrestling. He recalled a childhood memory. "I was 5 when my dad first let me into the ring. I tried to do a headlock on my brother Chavo, but I ended up falling flat on my face. Dad just laughed and said, 'Keep trying, mijo.'" This early experience highlighted the close-knit family dynamic and the wrestling culture that permeated their home. The Guerrero name brought immense pressure. Eddie's older brother Hector once said, "We weren't just wrestling for ourselves, but for our father's legacy." Eddie felt that weight more than any of us. This pressure pushed Eddie to excel, spending countless hours in his father's wrestling school alongside his brothers. Eddie absorbed the intricacies of wrestling, developing a unique style that blended high-flying lucha libre with hard-hitting American wrestling. His natural talent was evident, but he pushed himself relentlessly, determined to carve out his own identity. At 20, Eddie made his professional debut in Mexico, quickly gaining a reputation as an innovative performer. But his ambitions stretched further. He set his sights on Japan, where he honed his craft and incorporated elements of puroresu into his arsenal. As Eddie's skills grew, so did his confidence. He began developing the charisma that would later define his Latino Heat persona. The decision to pursue a career in the United States was pivotal. Eddie knew that to truly make a name for himself, he needed to conquer the biggest stage in professional wrestling. Leaving Mexico and Japan was terrifying, Eddie once admitted. "I was leaving everything I knew behind, but I had to prove I could make it on my own, not just as a Guerrero." This move represented both an emotional and professional gamble, as Eddie stepped into the highly competitive American wrestling scene. Eddie's journey in the US wasn't an overnight success. He started in the independent circuit, working small shows and refining his skills. His unique combination of aerial prowess and technical skill caught the eye of Paul Heyman, the mastermind behind Extreme Championship Wrestling, IE. In ECW, Eddie began to showcase the Latino Heat persona that would make him a fan favorite. His time there was brief but impactful, setting the stage for his breakthrough into World Championship Wrestling, Dacia. As he stepped onto the national stage, Eddie carried with him not just the Guerrero name, but years of hard work, dedication, and a style uniquely his own. The crowd roared as Eddie Guerrero's entrance music hit. It was 1995, and WCW's Monday Nitro was in full swing. Eddie, fresh from ECW, sprinted down the ramp, his energy electric. This wasn't just another debut, it was the arrival of a game changer. Eddie's transition to WCW marked a pivotal moment in his career. The 5'8" wrestler faced a landscape dominated by larger-than-life characters. How would he stand out? The answer lay in his unique blend of skills and charisma. Eddie's matches with fellow cruiserweights like Rey Mysterio Jr. and Dean Malenko set new standards for in-ring action. His combination of lucha libre and hard-hitting American style quickly caught attention. As part of the Latino world order, he began showcasing more of his personality. His promos, delivered with passion and humor, revealed a performer who could connect with audiences on multiple levels. During this time, the seeds of Latino Heat were planted. Eddie's natural charm and mischievous grin hinted at a character that was more than just a great wrestler. He was an entertainer. This evolution would prove crucial in the years to come. Despite his growing popularity, Eddie's time in WCW had its challenges. The political nature of the company often left talented performers like Eddie struggling for consistent TV time and meaningful storylines. When Eddie jumped to WWE in 2000, he saw it as a chance to reinvent himself. The WWE landscape demanded more than just in-ring skills. Eddie needed to find a way to stand out, to make the audience care about him beyond his moves. Enter Latino Heat. This fully realized persona leaned into Eddie's natural charm. He portrayed a character who was equal parts lovable rogue and determined competitor. His catchphrase, "I lie, I cheat, I steal," became a mission statement. Eddie's in-ring work continued to evolve, blending his high-flying ability with a more grounded, aggressive style. His matches with Edge showcased his versatility and ability to tell compelling stories in the ring. As Eddie's popularity grew, so did his position on the card. He captured the Intercontinental Championship, producing memorable matches with Rob Van Dam. However, success brought its own challenges. Even as Eddie reached new heights, there were signs that all was not well. His frenetic energy in the ring was matched by increasingly erratic behavior outside of it. The pressure to maintain his position, to live up to the expectations placed on him, was taking its toll, setting the stage for a tumultuous period in Eddie's life and career. Eddie Guerrero slumped in a dimly lit locker room, his body aching and his spirit broken. The man who once electrified crowds with his charisma now struggled to meet his own reflection in the mirror. This was the harsh reality behind the flashy moves and trademark grin of Latino Heat. The demands of WWE stardom took a severe toll on Eddie. Constant travel and physical punishment led him to rely on painkillers, initially just to get through performances. As pressure mounted, alcohol became another crutch. This dangerous combination affected every aspect of his life. Eddie's in-ring work began to suffer noticeably. His crisp, innovative moves became sloppy and dangerous. Colleagues witnessed missed spots and botched landings. Behind the scenes, Eddie's behavior grew erratic. He missed appearances and struggled to maintain professional relationships. His addiction strained his marriage to Vicky and his connection with his daughters. Eddie's on-screen persona of deception, "I lie, I cheat, I steal," began to mirror his real-life struggles. He became adept at hiding his addiction, but the facade was crumbling. WE management could no longer ignore the signs. The company that had invested so much in building Eddie into a star was now faced with a difficult decision. Tension built as Eddie's career teetered on the edge. In November 2001, he was arrested for driving under the influence. This public incident forced WWE's hand. In a shocking move, they released one of their most popular performers from his contract. For Eddie, it was rock bottom. The dream he had chased since childhood lay shattered. He was unemployed, his personal relationships were in ruins, and his addiction raged unchecked. The man who could captivate thousands in an arena found himself struggling to connect with those closest to him. In this moment of reckoning, Eddie faced a stark choice: continue his self-destructive path or fight for his life and career. The competitive nature of professional wrestling had made it difficult for colleagues to speak up earlier. Now with his livelihood gone, Eddie was forced to confront the demons he had long avoided. The guilt of his addiction only fueled the cycle further. Eddie's journey from this low point would test every ounce of his legendary resilience and determination. It was a crossroads that would define not just his career, but his very survival. In November 2001, Eddie Guerrero's wrestling career lay in ruins. Released from WWE, battling addiction, and estranged from his family, he faced a crossroads that would define not just his career, but his very life. The journey back from this abyss would test every ounce of Eddie's resolve and reveal a strength that went far beyond his in-ring prowess. Eddie's first steps towards recovery began with small, independent wrestling shows in Los Angeles. Away from the pressure of WWE, he rediscovered his passion for wrestling. Each match became a form of therapy, allowing Eddie to prove to himself that his talent remained intact. Outside the ring, Eddie committed to rehabilitation. He attended meetings, confronting the root causes of his addiction. The process was grueling, filled with moments of doubt and temptation. Some days, the urge to use felt overwhelming, but Eddie persevered. Vicky Guerrero, Eddie's wife, played a crucial role in his recovery. "There were times when I didn't know if we'd make it," Vicky later recalled, "but I saw the determination in Eddie's eyes. I knew he was fighting not just for himself, but for our family." As Eddie rebuilt his life, word spread through the wrestling community. His indie performances drew attention, showcasing a rejuvenated performer. In April 2002, WWE offered Eddie a second chance. It was a risky move for both parties, but one that would pay off tremendously. Eddie's WWE return was met with a thunderous ovation. He incorporated his real-life struggles into his character, adding depth to his performances. Matches against Edge, Rey Mysterio, and others reached new heights of emotion and storytelling. The pinnacle of Eddie's comeback came at No Way Out 2004. Facing Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. The match was a masterclass in David versus Goliath storytelling. Eddie used every trick in his arsenal to overcome the much larger Lesnar. When the referee's hand hit the mat for the 3 count, the arena erupted. Eddie clutched the WWE Championship, tears streaming down his face. It was more than a victory, it was redemption. In a post-match interview, Eddie's words resonated beyond wrestling. "This isn't just for me, it's for everyone who's struggled, who's felt like giving up. If I can come back, anyone can." Eddie's triumph became a testament to second chances and the strength of the human spirit. His story inspired countless individuals facing their own battles, proving that even from the darkest depths, one can rise to incredible heights. "I'm proof that you can go through hell and come out on the other side," Eddie Guerrero once said, encapsulating his journey from addiction to wrestling stardom. His story continues to inspire both in and out of the ring, proving that redemption is possible even in the darkest moments. Eddie's legacy extends beyond his in-ring achievements, serving as a beacon of hope for those struggling with addiction. In his final years, he became an advocate for recovery, using his platform to reach others facing similar battles. His openness about his struggles helped break down stigmas surrounding addiction in the wrestling world and beyond. Eddie's journey reminds us that our greatest weaknesses can become our greatest strengths when we face them head on. His words continue to resonate, offering hope to those still fighting their own demons.